You think you know my story. The man who got swallowed by a fish, right? But that's not really the point. The truth is, I tried to run away from God, not because I didn't hear him, but because I did. And I didn't like what he said. He asked me to speak to people I didn't care about, to offer mercy to those I didn't believe deserved it. And his mercy? It's bigger than I ever imagined. It reached them, and it reached me too.
His name was Jonah, a prophet, a man who heard God clearly and decided to run the other way. But the story that followed, it was filled with storms, repentance, second chances, and a lesson so deep it still echoes in every heart that's ever said, "Not me, Lord, send someone else." Let's go back to where it all began. One day the Lord came to Jonah with a mission.
Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry out against it, for their wickedness has come up before me.
Nineveh was no peaceful village. It was massive, violent, and full of people who didn't know or honor God. Jonah didn't want them warned. He wanted them punished. So instead of going east to Nineveh, he headed west. Not toward Nineveh, but toward Tarshish, a distant land in the opposite direction, far away from the mission, far away from the people, far away, he thought, from God. He found a ship, bought a ticket, and set sail. Maybe, just maybe, if he went far enough, fast enough, God would choose someone else. But you can't outrun a God who's everywhere. Out on the sea, the Lord sent a storm. The winds picked up. Clouds thickened. The ocean turned violent. Waves pounded the ship. Panic filled the crew.
"Everyone, call on your God! Maybe one will save us!"
Meanwhile, Jonah was asleep below deck. The captain found him and shouted,
"What do you mean, sleeper? Arise, call on your God."
They cast lots to find who caused the storm. The lot fell on Jonah. Then they said to him, "Please tell us, why has this awful storm come down on us? Who are you? What is your occupation?" Jonah answered,
I am a Hebrew. I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land.
Jonah confessed he was running from God. The sailors were terrified when they heard this, and they said to him, "Oh, why did you do it?" And because the storm was getting worse, they asked him, "What should we do to you to stop this storm?" And he said to them,
Pick me up and throw me into the sea. The storm will stop. I know this is my fault.
They did not want to do that. Instead, the sailors rowed even harder to get the ship to land, but the stormy sea was too violent for them, and they couldn't make it. They cried to Jonah's God.
"O Lord, don't make us die for this man's sin, and don't hold us responsible for his death. For you, O Lord, have done as it pleased you."
And they threw him into the raging sea. Immediately, the sea grew calm. The sailors were terrified by God's great power, and they offered him a sacrifice and vowed to serve him. As Jonah sank deeper and deeper into the cold, dark sea, you might think his story ended there, but it didn't. God sent a big fish, not to destroy Jonah, but to save him. The fish swallowed Jonah. There, in the belly of the fish, in a place no light could reach, Jonah was left alone, with his thoughts, with his regrets, and with the God he tried to run from. Inside the belly of the fish, for 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah sat in darkness, in stillness, in mercy. Then he prayed.
When I was in trouble, Lord, I prayed to you, and you listened to me. From deep in the world of the dead, I begged for your help, and you answered my prayer. With shouts of praise, I will offer a sacrifice to you, my Lord. I will keep my promise because you are the one with the power to save.
God heard, and God spoke to the fish, and it vomited Jonah onto dry land.
Once more, God said,
Go to Nineveh and tell them my message.
no anger, no harshness, just the same call, with a second chance. This time, Jonah went. The city was massive. It took 3 days just to walk through it. Jonah stood in the streets and shouted,
40 days from now, Nineveh will be destroyed! 40 days from now, Nineveh will be destroyed!
It wasn't a fancy speech. It was simple and straight to the point. And it worked. Word spread. People stopped what they were doing. They listened. They began to fast, to pray, to mourn. Even the king stepped down from his throne, put on sackcloth, and declared a citywide fast for everyone, including children and animals. He and his officials made a royal announcement and sent it throughout the city.
No person or animal may eat or drink anything at all. Everyone must be dressed in sackcloth, even the animals. And everyone must cry out to God with all their heart. Let each person stop doing evil and turn away from violence. Who knows? Maybe God will change his mind, hold back his fierce anger, and spare us from destruction.
And God did. He saw their hearts had changed. He had mercy. He forgave them, and he did not destroy the city. But Jonah wasn't happy. In fact, he was upset. So he prayed to the Lord and said,
God, this is exactly why I didn't want to come. I knew it. I knew you'd forgive them. You're too kind, too merciful. You're patient. You love people, even people like them. Oh Lord, please take my life from me, for it is better for me to die than to live.
Then the Lord said,
Is it right for you to be angry?
He sat outside the city sulking, waiting to see what would happen to the city. God made a leafy plant grow to give Jonah shade. Jonah was very grateful for the plant. But the next day, God sent a worm. It ate the plant and it withered. The sun blazed and beat on Jonah's head, so he grew faint. Then he wished death for himself and said,
It is better for me to die than to live.
God asked him,
Is it right for you to be angry about the plant? You had pity on a plant. Should I not pity Nineveh, that great city, with over 120,000 people who don't know their right hand from their left, and many animals too?
That's how the story ends, with a question from God and no answer from Jonah. But maybe the real question is for us. When God calls, will we obey? When he shows mercy, will we be glad? Jonah's story is about a God who forgives and gives second chances.
I thought I was running from Nineveh, but I was really running from what God wanted. Now I know his mercy is for me and for you too.
This is the story of Jonah, the man who ran from God, and the God who never stopped loving him.